Hi, let us see about root formation. If you can recollect, in the Bell stage, the odontoblast under the influence of the inner enamel epithelial cells have differentiated and formed the dentin, which is going to influence the differentiation of ameloblast and result in the formation of enamel. Now what happens to the cells of the cervical loop? The cells of the cervical loop, that is the inner enamel epithelial cells and the outer enamel epithelial cells, devoid of the stellate reticulum and the stratum intermedium, form the cervical loop. This loop now becomes the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath. Okay, it is now becoming the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath. Now what happens is, this is now called as the epithelial diaphragm. In this diagram, now this is the pulp. Okay, this is the dentin, this is the enamel, and this is the enamel organ. Okay, now if you notice, the cervical loop cells proliferate and they form an epithelial diaphragm. Okay, epithelial diaphragm is formed. Now what happens is, this is the dental sac. Okay, this is the dental sac. Now the epithelial diaphragm now extends and it encloses the dental pulp except for a little area on the basal portion. Now what happens is, the cells of the inner enamel epithelium, they influence the differentiation of the dental papilla cells into the odontoblast and dentin is formed. After the dentin is formed, there is disintegration of the epithelial diaphragm, that is the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath disintegrates and results in the formation of cell rests of Malleus. Okay, now after the cell rests of Malleus, or after the disintegration of this Hertwig's epithelial root sheath, the cells of the dental sac will now come in contact with the dentin and they will differentiate into three cell types, which are the cementoblast, the osteoblast, and the fibroblast. Now cementoblast will result in the formation of the cementum, osteoblast will form the alveolar bone, and fibroblast will form the periodontal ligament fibers. Now the proliferation of the cells will continue cervical to the epithelial diaphragm. The position of this epithelial diaphragm will be relatively a fixed position. It will not keep changing. So as the tooth is erupting, the proliferation and this will keep continuing, and there will be narrowing of the opening at the apex of the tooth. Okay, this is the case of a single rooted tooth. What happens in the case of a multi-rooted tooth? Now for that, let us consider this. See, this purple color, okay, this is the epithelial diaphragm, and this case of a two-rooted tooth, two tongue-like extensions will be formed from the epithelial diaphragm. This is 1, this is 2. Okay, these two tongue-like extensions will join together. So once this is joined together, result in the formation of the two roots. This is the case of the lower molars. In case of the upper molars, three tongue-like extension. This is one extension, this is one extension, this is one extension. So three tongue-like extensions will form, and which are going to join and result in the formation of three separate roots. Okay, till the tongue-like extension continue and till they join. After that, it will be the same process of proliferation as it is going to occur for the single rooted tooth. Okay.